Hello and welcome to episode 90 of the Victorian Studio podcast. My name is Maureen and I'm coming to you from my studio here in a very snowy Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today is Friday, December the 13th, 2019, and with just less than 2 weeks to go before the holidays, I've been pretty busy since the last episode doing a lot, but I must admit, not a lot of knitting. I only have one project to share with you today. My apologies for that, but I have been busy with a few other things that I'll also share with you, so I hope you enjoy seeing that as well. I wanted to get today's episode recorded because I wanted to award the prizes for the Harry Potter knit-along for our Ravelry group, the Victorian Studio podcast group over on Ravelry. So let's get to that right away. The last episode, we did prizes from January the 1st to October 31st. So today I'll be awarding 3 prizes for all the entries in the knit-along from January the 1st to November the 30th. And this will be the second last awards of prizes for this knit-along. As I mentioned in the last episode, this will be the final year of the Harry Potter knit-along. After 3 years of doing it, I felt it was a good time for a change. So next year we'll be doing some other things. But I wanted to award these prizes, and then in January, after December the 31st, when the knit-along is over, I'll be awarding the final prizes, and I'll show you those just at the end of this. So the 3 prizes today were drawn from post 2 to 744 over in our Ravelry group. So the first one is for a $10 US or less giftable Ravelry pattern, and the winner of that is post number 165, Jodidiah. Jody, congratulations. I hope you enjoy choosing a pattern that you would like to make that I can gift to you. So if you would please, when you see this, PM me over on Ravelry and let me know what pattern you would like, and I will gift that to you right away. So congrats. And thank you so much for all your entries and all your chatter over in the thread as well. The second prize today is stitch markers and progress keepers that I made from some Harry Potter charms. So the first one is a set of 2 progress keepers. It's the Sorting Hat and the Hogwarts charms. I've just clipped these together for now, but they are 2 separate charms. So there's the Sorting Hat and the Hogwarts crest. And these 2 charms go to post number 70, that's 70, and the winner is Rena Gale. Congratulations, Rena. Thank you so much for entering, and I hope you can use these charms. So when you see this, PM me over on Ravelry with your mailing address, and I'll get those out in the mail to you as soon as possible. So the last prize to award today is another set of 2 progress keepers, stitch markers. They both have, just like the other set, lobster clasps and rings, so you can use them on your needles or clip them into your knitting or put them on your project bags or your purse or wherever you would like. And this set of 2 is the Mischief Managed and the Hogwarts crest. So there's 2 of them there. I've just got them clipped together right now to show you. And the winner of that prize is post number 662, and the winner is Mirakira. Sylvie, congratulations, Sylvie. I hope you can use those charms as well. So that's it for the 3 prizes. Oh, Sylvie, by the way, I probably have your address, but PM me anyway over on Ravelry so I don't forget to send those out to you. Yes, the final prize draws will be next, and those will be done after the knit-along is completed on December the 31st. So if you haven't participated yet, or you still have some projects left to work on, please enter them over in the group over on Ravelry, and you can be eligible for the final prizes. There's going to be about 4 or 5 prizes awarded, and I just wanted to show you a couple of them. These are the two largest prizes that we'll be awarding in January. And the first one is a beautiful skein of yarn from Tail and Tendril. And this is called Invisibility. So in reference to the invisibility cloak, it is on their hornbeam base, 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. And it's 400 yards of fingering weight yarn. So that's beautiful, beautiful blue tones in that. So some lucky winner is going to go home with that. And then I'm also got one more of my project bags that I sewed up quite a while ago. So this, I used some Harry Potter fabric that I got on Spoonflower. It's on both sides. It's got a nice long strap on it. I've also added a Hogwarts crest charm, if I can get it to face the right way here. So that's on the zipper, and yes, a nice inside that's easy to see what's in your bag. So this would be a good size for socks or small projects, or you could even use it as a notions bag inside a larger project bag if you would like. So that's the final project bag that I have left in the prize bundle. So we'll be giving that away in January, along with a few other prizes, but I thought I would show you those two at least. So thank you so much to everybody who has participated so far. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you so much to Vonnie and Sylvie for moderating the group and always being right on top of posts and contributing so much to the knit along. I couldn't do it without you ladies. Thank you again. So that's been so much fun, but I am looking forward to changing it up a bit in 2020, and we'll have some news about that in the new year about what we're going to do in the group then. So, as I mentioned, I only have one knitting project to share with you today, but it's something I've been working on for a while. And speaking of Harry Potter, not only am I running the Harry Potter knit along in my group, I also participate in the last 4 years at least in the O-Loops group Harry Potter knit along, and it runs every fall in Lydia's group over there. So I'm in Gryffindor again this year. Oh, and by the way, I have a Gryffindor hoodie on today. I'll just stand up a bit to show you. I picked this up at a store yesterday. I was gifted a gift card for a local mall. So I went by yesterday. I was gifted it from the company that I work for called the WRHA. I had previously mentioned that I retired after 40 years of service, and every, I think, 5 years or so, the WRHA would give their employees with long-term service gifts. And this year it was a $250 gift card to this local mall. And it's local, but it's still a fair drive for me. So I don't get over there very often. But I did a little bit of Christmas shopping, but I made sure that with that gift card I did treat myself to a couple of things. And this hoodie was one of them. And when I came home and showed hubby, he saw the G, and there's a lion also on there. And so the Gryffindor lions. And he said, "Oh, is that for Glenlawn lions?" And I had to laugh because I did realize that when I was in high school, grades 10, 11, and 12, way back in the 70s, I went to a school called Glenlawn, and our mascot was a lion. And this is perfect for Glenlawn lions or Gryffindor lions. And our colors were even red in my high school as well. So I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, it can work both ways. So I treated myself to this hoodie and also some accessories for my iMac. I went to the only Apple store that we have here in Winnipeg is in this mall. And so I went there and got myself a few things for my iMac. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to go there and see the beautiful decorations that they had out for the holidays, and of course Santa and all of that. Yeah, it was great fun. And then I also met up with my sister and had lunch, and we did a little gift exchange. So yeah, it was quite a fun day. And as I said, it's snowing here today, so I chose a good day to do a drive across the city yesterday because it was quite nice. Today we're getting a fair amount of snow, and I just love it. It really gets me in the Christmas spirit. On to my knitting. So I was making a project for the O-Loops knit along, and I had mentioned it on the last episode. I had just started this, not quite finished. I was concerned that I wasn't going to finish it. I have until December the 31st to complete this project. It's for the Tri-Wizard tournament for all the people who are in the knit along for the 4th year. And so we had to do something with reference to the Tri-Wizard tournament. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, you know that a dragon challenge was involved in that. So I went ahead and found a pattern that referred to dragons, and that was a pattern called Smog. And they're mittens, they're colorwork mittens. Of course, I have them in my Christmas project bag. This is a huge bag that I sewed myself a couple of years ago, I think. Maybe, was it last year or even the year before? I love this vintage style fabric that I found on Spoonflower. And the black cat in there is perfect. And my own black cat loves snuggling up to this bag, so I even have fur from her right on this bag, unfortunately. But it's a huge bag. It is great for large projects. So right now, I have it decorated with some of my own charms. As I mentioned, the charms not only are good for knitting, but they're great for putting on your project bags. So I have my little snowman and candy cane on there as well. So, as I mentioned, I worked on this for quite a while in October, and November was mostly dedicated to other things, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So I didn't get very much knitting done at all, which is why I have a lack of knitting to show you today. So I was getting concerned that I wasn't going to be able to complete these mittens by the end of December, and I really wanted to get some points for Gryffindor House and get these done. So I had a real burst of knitting energy over the weekend and got a lot done on them, and I completed one, and I'm almost completed the second mitten. So here's the first one, and again, these are called Smog, and that is the name of the dragon from The Hobbit. Maybe I should show you the pattern here, and then I'll show you both of them. So this is the pattern. I believe it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it is done in different colors. If you peruse the different projects that have been done with these, and there are a fair amount. They're all in different colors that people have done the dragon in. Usually mostly black that they show here, but instead of red, there's quite a few that are red. But there's some that are green and gold, and I really loved one that I saw that was done with the black and gray. So as I mentioned the last episode, I found gray wool in the Patton's Classic Wool, and I wanted to make them out of worsted weight yarn. I believe this one calls for a fingering weight yarn, but there were mentioned in a couple of projects that they were kind of small, and that is a case with color work that they can tend to pull in. So I have fairly large hands, as you can see, so I wanted to make sure that they were nice and big, and I didn't care if they were even too big, because with our cold winters we really need large, very roomy mittens to keep our hands warm. So I wanted to make them out of worsted weight wool and real wool to increase that warmth factor, but I could only find this Patton's wool in the steel gray. Let's see, it's called Dark Gray Mix. So that's the yarn that I found for it, and I couldn't find, the Michaels was out of the black. So I mentioned before, I have some landscapes dyes, and I dyed up some of this yarn black so that I could use it as well. And then for the rest of the color work, I just used odds and ends from my stash for the color work. Just some different colors that I could use for the eyes and the nose. So those worked out well. So back to the mitten. I've completed one, and I am working on the second. Now I've made these longer than the pattern calls for, because there was a certain amount of yardage that I had to meet as a requirement for the challenge. So I made this section about like 3 times longer than the pattern calls for, but I love it because it goes like way up my arm here. So I can put this one on, and I don't know if it'll go over my hoodie. I just love how big these are. They're going to be so nice and warm here in Winnipeg, and I really love the dragon face on them. So I've got the one done, and here's the second one, almost completed. I'm just working on his nose. I've already done the fold over of the picot edge at the beginning and sewn that all in. So once I finish up his nose and Kitchener it shut, all I'll have left to do is the thumb. And so I should be able to get this completed, I'm hoping this weekend. And if I do get it completed on the weekend, then maybe I'll have some time to do some smaller projects to get a few extra challenge points in for Gryffindor. So I'm really pleased that I was able to really get a lot done on these. And what's great about color work is that they're basically double thickness mittens, so they're really, really warm. Here's a peek at the inside. So, you know, carrying that extra yarn in the back really does make them super thick, and being the worsted weight yarn, it's they're going to be terrific, because it can get to -40, even close to -50 here when January hits. So these will be great when I'm out shoveling the walk or driveway, or, you know, going out where I need something really warm on my hands, when gloves just won't keep your hands warm. So yeah, so that's been a lot of fun to knit, and the pattern is wonderful. It's by Jenny Alderbrandt. I've probably already put that name down there. And so if you have any other questions about that pattern or that project, I have it on my Ravelry notebook under my projects, so you can be linked to the pattern page over on Ravelry. I would highly recommend it if you're a fan of dragons. I've seen also that people have made them for their kids, and they're a big hit. So it's a fairly popular pattern. So that's been a lot of fun. But as I said, I've been concentrating on that to get it finished by the end of the knit along so I can get those points for our house. So yeah, that's all the knitting that I have to share with you this time. Speaking of the O-Loops knit along, I also mentioned last episode that I participated in a swap with a lovely lady from Slytherin House who is located in Ireland. And I don't know if I included a picture of my swap package from her. If not, I'll put it here. But I also wanted to show you 3 skeins of yarn that she kindly gifted me in that swap package. I haven't purchased a lot of yarn this year myself, so these 3 beautiful skeins were so welcome. So let's see, let's start with the first one. And oh, she just was so wonderful sending me turquoise skeins. It's my favorite color, turquoise and teal, and these are all 3 of them are in those colorways. So this first one is by Felt Fusion. I've never heard of them before, so this will be great to see how this knits up. They're on Felt Fusion on Etsy, and this is hand-dyed Forbidden Forest, it's called, and it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina sparkle, it says. So this is a sock weight, and yeah, I just adore this colorway. Love the turquoise and the blacks. So yeah, can't wait to find something special to make out of that. The second one is from Countess Ablaze. I think I only have one Countess Ablaze skein in my stash. So this is wonderful. And this is called Pallas Athena Tia Merino, 100% superwash merino fingering weight. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful colors in that. I love the teals with the purples. It's just a beautiful combination. So yeah, this will be so wonderful to knit up. And the last one is from, oh, this is another Countess Ablaze, and this is called Yarn Cartel. Beautiful. This is from Manchester, the UK. This is called Choose Life Lady Persephone Sock Yarn, and it's 75% BFL, 25% nylon, and fingering weight as well. Just beautiful, intense blues and turquoise colors. So all 3 of these are so incredibly beautiful. Well, how lucky am I? So thank you so much, Claire, if you're watching, for everything in your swap package, and especially these beautiful, beautiful yarns that I can't wait to do something special with in 2020. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad that I was able to share those with you. Yeah, so the other things besides the knitting that I've been trying to complete, that I've been working on, is some shop preparation. As I teased last episode, there are some big changes coming to my shop over on Etsy, and I've been working on my website as well. So I'll be probably, I'm hoping to at least post a video. At least I'll be doing an Instagram post at the very least, but I'm hoping to do a short video as well on January the 1st about all the changes that are coming to my Etsy shop and all of that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I've been hard at work working on that. Also, over the last month in November, I was busy creating some new designs for my shop in preparation for Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. So it was a very busy time for the shop. So thank you everyone who has been ordering from me. It's been amazing to send out my charms all over the world. It's a real privilege. So 2 of the goals that I had this year, the first one was to be able to sell 1,000 charms, and I'm thrilled to say that I have far surpassed that. So that's been wonderful. Thank you to everyone. And the second goal that I wanted to complete by the end of the year was getting 100 different designs in my shop, and I'm up to 97 now. So I'm hoping maybe in the last few days of the year I can get 3 more designs out. I've been working on a couple of them. So hopefully get to that goal as well. So since the last episode, I have 4 new designs to share with you today. So let's see. I was working on a few different bottle charms. I know they're pretty popular with people, and so the first ones that I had completed were little message in a bottle charms, and I'll have pictures as well. I know they're always hard to see in the video, but these come in both gold and silver findings, and the silver is silver plated rings and lobster clasp, and there's a little silver ring around the message in the bottle. There's some loose sand in there, and the cork is sealed so that it won't leak out. And then the gold one is gold plated rings and gold tone lobster clasp, and a little gold ring around the message in that bottle. So those were a lot of fun to do, and I think they'd make great bag charms and hanging off your purse or whatever. And then the second set of bottles that I did, again with gold and silver, the same findings as before. But this time I did little mini or micro rubber ducks swimming in water. These were real fun to make. I started out by making the water with colored epoxy. So I used a 2-part epoxy and then color it with alcohol inks to make it a little bit blue. And then I separately create the little micro ducks, and these are just like the little rubber ducks that I sell in my shop that are very, very popular. One of my most popular charms is the rubber duck. So I created these little micro ones and baked them so that they were hard, and then attached them to the water using some more epoxy so they won't move around. And then the cork is sealed with more epoxy, and then the findings attached with a little bit of twine on top. So yeah, these I think are the smallest little ducks I've ever made, and they were great fun. So these have been added to the shop as well. And let's see, the next ones that I created were just little orbs that remind me of gumball machines. So they're little glass charms that are filled with loose little miniature gumballs. So they roll around inside there. And then the tops of them, they're painted red and then sealed with varathane. And it just is reminiscent of the typical gumball machines, the red gumball machines. And then the findings are, as I have with all of them, with the rings and the lobster clasps, both in silver and in gold. So those are real fun, and the little glass balls are very, very cute. And then the last ones that I have to share, the most recent additions to the shop, and they are some coffee and donuts. And again, I'll have photos at the end so you can see these a little better. And these were again done in both gold and silver. They are both made with real ceramic plates that I use for my plated charms. That's a ceramic mug, and inside the mug is epoxy, and it's been colored to look like coffee, black coffee, and I used polymer clay and sculpted little micro donuts. These are much smaller than the donuts I have in my shop, and I added one of each, a chocolate glazed donut and a chocolate sprinkled donut to every plate. So these are really cute, and these would make great project bag charms. They would go great on purses, bags, anywhere you want to hang a charm. You probably want to put them maybe on larger needles so they have the rings on them for that. I don't know, they might be a little bit heavy for putting on stitches on knitting, but I think they would be really cute on your project bags. So those are the 4 newest designs in the shop over on Etsy. If you're interested in any of those, the link for the shop is in the description box below. And when I make the new designs, a final 3, I'm hoping, I will announce those on my Instagram page. So if you're not following me on Instagram, the link for my Instagram page is below as well. I always announce over there when I'm adding new items to the shop. And we still have free shipping on all orders of $50 Canadian or more, and that's about $37, $38 US, depending on how the dollar does. So yeah, if you're interested in getting a few charms, then you'll get free shipping, and that's worldwide. So hope you enjoyed seeing the charms that I've been up to, and as I said, I've been sculpting a few others. Hopefully get those up by year end. And so, like many others around this time of year, I've been busy getting ready for the holidays, getting some baking and decorating done, and I'm looking forward to, we're going to have a family dinner on Christmas Eve this year, so I'm looking forward to that. And so yeah, I thought I would add in a few images of what my Christmas tree looks like this year, and a few other pieces of decor that I put out this time. I didn't put out all of the decor. I find I'm putting out less and less each year, but I do enjoy putting out a mixture of new and vintage items for decor for Christmas time, so I hope you enjoy seeing that. also, of course, Tawny, our cat, has resumed her obsession with the Christmas tree every year. As soon as we get it out, she decides that's something good to chomp down on. So yeah, she's been enjoying the decor as well. Dakota pretty much leaves the decorations alone. So yeah, it's been fun to though decorate for winter and for Christmas. So I still have some more shopping and wrapping, of course, and baking to do and all the typical, but I did do my Christmas cards already, and this year, earlier in the year, I had done a watercolor that was kind of wintry, so I had thought back then that I would probably use that image for our Christmas cards this year, and I did. All I did was I just printed out the image on our printer and then made it into our greeting card for this year. So that was a lot of fun and easy to do this year. Some years I get quite extravagant with the cards with multi-layers and all kinds of extras on them, but this year it was easy just to print that off and add that image to our cards. So yeah, that worked out very well. So it was a lot of fun using my watercolor painting for that, and I'm hoping after the holidays, I'll get more time to do some more art. Usually the shop will slow down in the winter periods, so I'm hoping that gives me some more time to get back to drawing and painting. So I guess that's all I have to share. I'm looking forward to revealing what I've been working on January the 1st. And then after that, I'll do a larger podcast with the last of the Harry Potter knit-along prizes. So that will probably be mid-January by the time I get to do that. And yeah, until then, I wanted to wish everyone happy holidays if you celebrate, and Happy New Year. I can't believe 2020 is just around the corner, and I'm really looking forward to the holidays with family and friends, and I hope you are able to do the same. So take care, everyone. Enjoy, and I hope you also enjoy seeing some of the photos and videos I'll be throwing in at the end as usual. Until then, thank you so much for joining me in my studio today, and we'll talk to you again soon in 2020. Bye-bye, everyone.
light, it tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind, I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing, it's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. I'm walking around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing, it's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. No, it's the time of year, winter wonderland. My winter wonderland. It's the time of year, my winter wonderland, my winter wonderland. I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang